serve. What a joke. The police officers in our areas are supposed to help all communities, but it seems as though in the black community, we find ourselves at the worst ends of their brutality and or arrest. Today I want to talk about the driving habits of the African American versus the white America, as well as police brutality. First problem that we seem to have, or the first problem that I want to discuss, is the driving habits. Crystal Ayers of Botanica.org wrote an article stating that African Americans are persecuted and arrested at least 2 times the rate of white America. Brad Heath of USA Today also concurred after doing a study and examining 70 police departments from the East Coast to the West Coast. It was discovered that African Americans are arrested at 10 times the rate of other people in the United States. This is a major problem that needs to definitely be addressed. We also suffer from excessive force. It seems as though we find ourselves thinking that we're not really doing much, but we end up with a billy club upside the head, or we find ourselves in a chokehold, or worst case scenario, we find ourselves shot to death. Zach Cheney Rice of MIC.com did a story on the Sandra Bland incident. Sandra Bland was an African American woman traveling down the highway on her way from Chicago to Texas, and she got pulled over at a routine stop, and as a result of that, she was arrested for an assault on an officer. They took her to jail, and 2 hours later, she was dead. And the cause of death, according to the coroner, is suicide by hanging. This seems to be something that is unbelievable. Also, looking at Wikipedia, I looked up the research on a young man, 12-year-old, by the name of Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice was playing with a toy gun on the side of the road one day. People saw him pointing the gun at them, and so they called it in for 911 to come, well, the police to come and check it out. One of the callers also mentioned that it appeared to them that the gun was a toy gun. As the police approached the young man, once they finally got there, 30 seconds after they arrived, they shot the kid to death. Now, if a person that called it in is a lay person and they saw that this was a toy gun, or they assumed it may have been, it seemed as though the trained officials should have been able to come to the same conclusion. We have some issues with the police department as it pertains to African Americans. One of the solutions that I was thinking about, and this is far from exhausted solutions, but police officers need better training. They need to be able to empathize with all of the community that they serve and not just a portion. Kate Stringer of USA Today did a story where she mentioned that the University of Florida did a study concerning these same things, where police were trained to overlook certain biases that they came on the job with. And because of my time, I can't go into all the details, but as a result of this, after the training, after they began to get more knowledge or education about the African American community, those same police officers returned to their posts, and there was a decrease in arrests made to African Americans, and there was less fatalities or police brutality reported as well. Knowledge is power. One of the things that we can benefit from this is that if police were able to empathize with the black community, thereby understanding our plight and maybe being able to comes to mind is that we should try to get involved. We should stand together. You can join the NAACP in your local area, or you can become a part of Black Lives Matter. These people are very vocal when it comes to the mistreatment of black people, and you can band together with them to also fight this cause. Or you can contact your local congressman who's supposed to do work or supposed to be serving you in your community. Tell them about your ideas. Tell them about the different things that are going on in your community that you would like to see changed. And maybe we can find a solution to this madness. In closing, I want to mention that although we've highlighted a lot of instances that have occurred in the black community, we know that we can't speak to 100 percentile of all police officers. For all police officers are not all police officers are not our enemies. But we do have issues that we need to address. And there's so many people that have seen their loved ones killed on the cause of something that was not even warranted police brutality. So we definitely need to fix this. In closing, I want to mention that if we can get the police officers the training that they need, if they can learn how to work with us or learn how to sympathize or empathize with our situations, then we may have better communities, we may have less crowded jails, and that serve and protect motto that they stand behind